Hello, Rasisavas. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about why so many immigrants are starting to regret moving abroad, moving to the UK or other parts of the world. And most importantly, I want to talk about why you shouldn't regret. The reason I decided to cover this topic is because lately I've been hearing more and more people expressing regret. And some of the stories I've heard are heartbreaking as to why those immigrants are regretting moving to the UK or moving abroad. Some immigrants express their regret not loudly, or they don't come out in the open expressing their regret about moving abroad. Some do it quietly, but some come out in the open, they make videos, they make TikToks expressing regret. So really this video is in two parts. The first part, I'm going to explore these regrets, what's behind the regrets and the emotional and the practicalities of these regrets. In the second part, I'm going to talk about why we shouldn't dwell on regret. And quite honestly speaking, I don't think that this is the time to focus on regret, because it is not going to do us any favors, according to my opinion, the way I'm looking at the situation. Now then, what are these regrets? The first major regret that I've been hearing people talk about is regarding the process itself. Some of us undermined the process of moving abroad, what it takes. A lot of us, or some of us, came with the mindset of "Ndono zvonerai koko." That is the Shona phrase to say, I'll figure things out when I get there. This is the mindset that some of us came with. We believed in the dream, we believed in the good life, we believed in the stability, we believed in this notion that moving abroad or being abroad means that life is going to be hunky-dory, things are going to be easy, you're just going to be plucking money out of the tree. We believed in that, but nobody warned us about what it really takes to start over in a foreign country. Moving to a new country takes a lot from us, emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. It takes a lot, and nobody warned us that starting over in a new country sometimes means that you have to clean toilets, even if you have a degree. Nobody warned us that moving abroad means that you always be playing catch up. Even if you're educated, it doesn't matter what your circumstances were back home. When you move to a new country, you're not operating on the same level as those who have been there already, the natives or other immigrants who have been there for years. So this is something that some of us underestimated, and there are some of us as well, immigrants, we've had to actually seek counseling because of how much the moving process had actually affected them. The second reason for regret is not investing in ourselves. I actually made a video a few weeks ago talking about some of the major mistakes that immigrants make when they move to the UK. I say that especially my fellow Africans, we tend to focus on shifts. We are so busy trying to survive, trying to collect as much money as we can, because in our minds we're thinking, okay, the more I work, the more money I'm going to make, and therefore it means I'm going to achieve my goals faster or sooner. This is something that I know all too well because I did this when I came to the UK. I was busy working, connecting one shift to the next, always focusing on keeping my head above water, not pouring into myself. I didn't have the time for hobbies. I didn't have the time for other goals. I didn't have the time to take extra lessons, to go and do some courses, extra courses to better myself, to improve my qualifications, or to take my skills to the next level. But later on, I started to realize the importance of doing that. And looking at the current climate, especially when it comes to jobs, things are becoming harder nowadays. Jobs are scarce and the competition is stiff. Yes, that ladder to success still exists. You can still get the dream job. You can still achieve your goals. But guess what? That process now feels quite steep. So this is one of those regrets that some immigrants have, not investing in themselves in good time. Now, the last regret that I've been hearing about among immigrants is the fact that they're missing out on life, that they are lonely. Life here is lonely. Some have been saying that there's no life abroad. Yes, that is true, because some of us, we are finding that it is difficult to socialize, to find time to socialize because of the way we work, our lifestyle. We are constantly chasing those shifts, chasing the bag, and we hardly have time to socialize, because sometimes you feel that taking the time to be with friends, to go out, is a waste of time because you came for a reason. And also, I've made a video talking about loneliness in the UK. how we've become a generation of lonely people. We have lost the art of connection. We don't know how to connect anymore. If you want to check out the video that I made about loneliness, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, we don't know how to connect anymore. And unfortunately as well, some of us who moved abroad are finding out that if you're a single person, it is difficult to find someone when you move abroad. And again, there are many reasons for that. I've actually made a playlist on love, dating, family, and relationships. You can check that playlist out. I go into detail as to why it is difficult to form relationships abroad and all that. So this is like one of those major regrets that people have. And also linked to this regret is the fact that people are missing big moments. Those people who have not been able to bring their loved ones with them, who left their wives, husbands back home because it is too expensive to buy tickets to go back home to attend some of these occasions, weddings and so on. And also the guilt, it never leaves you because you're constantly thinking about your loved ones back home, how you cannot be there. You want to be there, but you can't. And if you've got kids, young children, they don't understand why you can't come to see them. They don't, or they can't grasp just how difficult things are. So yeah, these are the three major regrets that I wanted to highlight in this video. But here's something that I have come to understand. Now we're on to the second part, why we shouldn't dwell on these regrets. One thing I've come to understand is that regret is just a feeling. It's not, let me say, it's not the destination. It's not the end of your story. Whatever is going on right now, the struggles that we're currently facing, the challenges, the regrets and everything, that's not the end of your story. As long as you're still breathing, as long as you're still here, your story is not over yet. Yes, it is okay to feel the way you feel. You're human after all. Those feelings are valid because we all have those moments when we wish we could turn back the clock. But guess what? What is done is done. It is done. There's no point in regretting. You've already decided to move abroad. You already moved abroad. You already sold everything to come to move abroad. Unfortunately, some of us did that. So unless you've already decided, you know what, I'm going to move back home. I've tried my best. I can't do it anymore. I'm going. And that's fine. That is okay. But for the rest of us who are still here, who still want to stay, now is the time to buckle up. Buckle up to the challenge. Yes, things are tough. Visa rules are changing. Things are being tightened up. But guess what? You can also tighten yourself up in a way because tough seasons are also an opportunity because they have a way of revealing our true strength. They have a way of taking us to a new level. Because I always say that it is only when you're pushed into a corner that you can discover the stuff that you're made of, that you can discover your true strength. So you didn't come this far only to give up when things get hard. That's not why you came here. The fact that you made that bold move to move abroad, you had to adapt to a new environment, you had to learn new ways of doing things. The fact that you did all of that means that you're capable of building that resilience that you need to withstand these tough times. Yes, this chapter may not look like what you dreamed, but guess what? It is not the whole book. It is not the whole story. Like I said, as long as you're still breathing, there's still a chance you can bounce back. The second reason why you shouldn't dwell on regret is that what if your struggle is actually planting seeds for someone else's harvest? What if your struggle right now is just paving the way or laying down roots for your kids, for your family, for your loved ones? What if someone is looking at you from afar and admiring your courage, admiring your resilience, and feeling inspired to dream bigger? What if your story is showing someone what is possible? I'm saying this because I'm also one of those people who has been inspired by other people. Listening to their story, watching them beat the odds, I have been inspired and I've actually been motivated to actually take some measures in my own life to follow my dreams because of those people. What if you're making a difference without you realizing it? So this is why I'm saying now is not the time for regret. The next reason why you shouldn't dwell on regret is the fact that you are allowed to pivot. You are allowed to pivot without shame. If that dream you had is not working out, it doesn't have to be your dream forever. You're allowed to say, you know what? I'm doing something else now. I no longer want to pursue that dream. For example, you are allowed to go back to school, get an education, to start a business or to start another business, get new skills, even to go back home, to move back home. You are allowed to do that. You don't have to be stuck. Live life on your own terms. And to end this video, I'll say this. Some of these struggles that we go through, I mean, we don't have to look at them as a waste of time. You moved abroad, maybe you sold everything, you sacrificed a lot to come abroad, only to discover that actually things are not working out. That dream you had is not panning out. It is never a waste of time. First of all, you now have that experience. You know what it's like. You can talk to other people about it. That is a part of your story, an important part of your story. You learned lessons, you gained new knowledge, you gained new skills. You've had this exposure. Nobody can take that away from you. It is part of your legacy. So nothing is ever a waste of time. So anyway, this is the video. I don't know what you think. As always, you know what to do in the comment section. Also, like the video and share it. I'll see you in the next video.